4th of July, the greatest American holiday. What do you think?
Nothing better than
Fairway or Fore? 4th of July,
Fore,
the greatest American holiday.
1000%.
Grilling, fireworks, drinks.
That's
all you need.
Just being a fucking American.
Food, fireworks, and is there a F word for drinks? You know, like Christmas is friends, family, football, or food.
I think you're so
food,
fucking
family,
far.
football. That's like Thanksgiving.
I was gonna say that's
okay.
Thanksgiving.
We got food, fireworks, and
fucking beers.
fucking Coors Light.
Fucking a case of beers.
We've got a great fireworks episode for you today. Lots of clips. So if you're joining us on TikTok or podcast listening or wherever you're joining us from, head over to our YouTube. Make sure to check it out because we've got a lot of clips we're talking about today from the past year-ish in golf. The most firework-worthy moments when it comes to professional golf. We got them all for you here. We've also got final or close to final qualifiers for the Open Championship. And a lot of golf coming up. We were talking about we got the Olympics coming up, the President's Cup coming up, the Open Championship. Golf season and professional golf season is in full swing, and we're going to talk about it all here and finish it up with a fairway or Fore. All right, let's tee it up.
Cool. There's no file.
Okay, we're teeing it up again. All right, we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Well, Marissa did try
better.
to fuck with me yesterday and say we had a new intro song. So, and it was just a remix of Haktua. So she got me. But should that be our intro?
Yeah. Just give me a second.
Should we play it?
No.
Yeah, let's play
Oh,
it.
for fuck's sake.
Give me 1
That
second.
I think there's better remixes than the one that you sent. Because
Okay.
they're
First of all, Connor Maynard is incredible. So,
Whoa, I didn't know you had some fucking
Whoa.
secret love for some
I
fucking
mean,
Guy with the last
TikTok
name
remix.
Maynard.
Yeah.
His voice
Connor
is like
Maynard
an
is my
angel.
fucking boy. Jesus.
Don't you ever hate on Connor Maynard.
I
Who the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Literally one of the best singers ever. Thank you very much. No, that's a
Best
lie.
singer that you've never heard of.
Who's singer, Jimmy? You're Jimmy's brother, the singer.
All right, guys, get ready. This is about to be our intro.
What was Austin gonna remix us?
Big,
Big Dick Energy by Lizzo?
yeah.
Was it Lizzo?
Yep.
That would be so funny if we had a Lizzo intro
And
song.
it's just like, I got that big drive energy. That would have been gas.
That would, yeah, if it was just a man's name or a man's voice.
All right, guys.
Bit.
Yeah, like big drive energy.
Oh boy. See, we got problems.
We got some issues
We
going
have
on here.
technical issues. So this dude is Connor Maynard. He looks like a goober. But
No idea where this music's from. Okay, stop. Whatever. All right.
yeah, let's hear it. Turn it off. That shit makes me cringe so hard. And if you like that dude's voice, were you like a boy band? Were you like a who's the boy bands
In Sync,
well, I'm
Backstreet
thinking
Boys,
yeah, I'm thinking specific
Jonas Brothers.
Yeah, that was very like Justin Bieber-ish auto-tune dog shit.
I'd trade lives with him.
Well, no shit. I would too.
Then why you gotta hate on the Brody?
Because that voice is terrible. That
and
shit
I'm a
just makes me
big boy
cringe.
band person. Come on, I grew up with Backstreet and everything else.
Yeah, so but that is so 15 years ago. That is so 8th grade of you, Marissa.
Now the thing is to remix a move like that on TikTok and just make it a song.
Yeah.
Now you're a boy band.
Now yeah, exactly. Just auto-tune your shit.
Did you hear relating that girl, Haktua girl, to golf? Do you see she got offered $300 an hour to be a cart girl at a course in Nashville?
No shit.
Mm-hmm. She got offered $300. This was on another podcast.
I saw she got offered $600 to sweat into a jar.
Jesus Christ, what is wrong with this world, dude? Did she really? Is that real?
Yeah, some dude DM'd her and said, "I'll pay you $600 to sell me your sweat."
Absolutely sick. People are sick.
If I could sell my sweat, I'd be a fucking millionaire. I am never not sweating. It is a fucking
You just
perpetual.
be it'd be like when Bitcoin was
I'm
just
like a
going
factory,
up. It's just
yeah.
like some fake thing.
Just my fat ass in a big fucking factory, just sweating my literal asshole off.
You just like buy one of those in-home saunas, and you just
Do
your
you
girl
remember-
comes in. What are you doing? I'm just making money.
Do you remember Jackass when they fucking put who's the big fat guy?
Preston Lacey.
Yes, when they put Preston in the sweatsuit and they fucking
And then they drank it.
and they all bro, and then he shit in there.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, this has gotten completely off the rails, but real quick, you love Jackass, don't you?
Yeah.
I do. I think it's like no matter when you watch it, it's funny. You can watch it over and over and over.
Timeless.
But I feel like women don't like that shit. Like, you think it's
just the head, just
shake SMH. Do you just think it's stupid or what?
It's not funny. It's just like forced dumb shit that they do.
But that's so fucking good to me. Like, watching people
You
get
like forcing things? Or?
No. I know what is it, consent looks like. But anywho, I feel like women don't find people getting injured funny, and that's like one of the main differentiators between men and women. Is like a dude could watch somebody just like get hit in the head with a baseball or a golf ball or whatever and just think that shit's great, and women are like, oh my god, that's fucking over the line.
Well, what's funny to me is I think Jackass is hilarious, but they had the. Do you remember that show on MTV, like Wrecked, or what was it called, where like it was like skateboarding incidents and that makes I'm out completely on that.
There's definitely like too far on a situation like that. Like I remember watching that show on MTV, and I think I saw a dude's testicle out of his sack. Like I think he was skateboarding and like cut his nuts in half. So yeah, there's definitely too far, but that's just America. Like we're talking about 4th of July. It's just so American to think that shit's funny.
What a callback.
Like
that is an incredible callback.
Can you imagine an Englishman laughing at Jackass? They'd be like, never.
Mate, this is fucking stupid.
I need a smoke.
Oh yeah, you can't say that.
No.
It was called Ridiculousness.
No,
Ridiculousness.
there was
That
a
was
different
part
show
of it, but
that
there
was
was
just people
actually a
getting
show.
hurt.
It was people getting hurt.
No, that's what it was.
though. That's where they were falling off like their skateboards, or they were doing the
Wrong.
scorpion.
No, I'll find
Okay.
this.
Donald Trump meme. Wrong. No, MTV used to be the best, and now it just completely sucks. I think it's just
Scarred. It's called Scarred.
Okay, yes. Hard pass, but that is as American as it gets. Speaking of American things, real quick, got to shout out the polo, Pins and Aces. If you're watching, Pins and Aces, BDE code, BDE, 15% off. But this new 4th of July polo, it's got fireworks, footballs, barbecues, the bell, the Liberty Bell, an apple pie, and a hot dog, and an eagle. And I forget what I haven't said yet. But it's just a fire shirt. It is literally everything.
The grill,
Yes, a grill,
fireworks,
stars, a football. It is apple pie and Chevrolet in a shirt. So you'd kind of, but from far away, it almost kind of just like looks like blue and red camo. So it actually looks pretty dope either way.
Yeah.
But then you get up close and you're like, that thing is sick.
How many people in the world do you think are like mad about 4th of July? No, obviously in America. Even though there's, I guess there's Americans.
Anybody that's not American.
Yeah. Do you think they think it's ridiculous? Or do you think it's like they just don't care?
No, I think they probably think it's ridiculous because they don't know what pride of being from a country looks like.
You don't
Like-
think people are prideful to be from like Sweden or?
Yeah, but in a different way. Like America, there's America, and then there's everyone else. Like that's just the world. That's just how that shit works.
Okay.
So
The
would
hierarchy.
you celebrate if you were on top? Yeah, you would. Fucking 2-time World War champs, baby. We're coming. We might be coming for the 3-peat here sooner than later. Jesus. It's fucking scary times to be alive, people. What else do we want to talk about? What else is American? Let's stop right here. Let's give out our favorite 4th of July memories.
All right.
Because I feel like that's a fun, like kind of a callback to the childhood type thing. And we experienced our childhood together, so there's a good chance whatever your memory is also my memory.
Favorite 4th of July memory is definitely when we were at our friend's house as kids and had a black cat war, which was not the smartest thing. Actually, I'm going to go, is that yours?
No, I've got other ones.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So we had a black cat war. One had a short fuse, and as I was throwing it,
I had
right
one
here,
go off in my
released.
ear as well.
I think my right ear is still a little debilitated from it. Not decapitated. I still have a right ear.
I think everybody's ears were ringing by the end of that. And that was just one of those where our mom generally was like pretty on top of making sure we didn't do like out of pocket shit. But I think all the parents were just drinking, and I remember we had thousands of black cats, and everyone just kept running over to the bag, and we'd throw them at each other. They were exploding in our hands. In hindsight, like that was some fucking Jason Pierre-Paul shit. Like nobody lost a finger, luckily, but that could have gone poorly.
Yeah, it is unfortunate that there was a meme the other day about like people driving to Colorado to buy weed and the other people driving up to Wyoming to buy fireworks.
Yeah.
Just like a handshake meme.
Anywhere there's legal fireworks, that shit is so electric. Like Washington, Marissa.
We do it off the dock.
Yeah.
So like
Into the water.
And they're big ones because it just goes into the ocean.
Fuck
so
yeah.
It's not, I mean, the poor fish, but whatever.
The fish are underwater like dogs just shaking like fucking.
I just want to put it out there. I do love animals. But one of the things that we do, like when we have extras, is we'll shoot them into the water. That way that they don't cause they're just like the little rocket ones.
That would be kind of fun.
But it's really cool because you can see them in the water.
I was going to say that.
Yeah, and then they do this little thing in the water.
And then just multiple fish dead.
Yeah,
and
so
crabs,
killing fish is more important than fires on the ground. I would agree. I mean,
my entertainment, I think, was more important.
Well,
it's what is that? Sophie's Choice. Either killing. It's where both outcomes are bad.
Oh, okay.
You're either killing fish or you're setting the ground on fire.
I didn't go to college, so is that where did you learn that in college?
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe I did take an ethics class.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that's where I picked
shocking.
Did you
how
fail
unethical
that?
you are.
No, my ethics teacher. Fucking wow. Both of you. My ethics teacher was really cool. It was one of the coolest. He rolled in sandals, had curly hair, beard, just very chill dude.
Talk about another American thing, just throwing away money on a college degree. Who else does that?
Everyone.
No one.
Oh, you mean in
non-Americans? Yeah.
You don't think they pay for college?
I mean,
university?
I'm going to university. No, I mean, I was just kind of kidding because everybody in America is in college debt.
Oh, not me.
Yeah, I know. Impressive.
Yeah.
Do you have student loans, Marissa? Look, nobody in this room has student loans. Only 2 of us went to college.
I mean, I have Christian student loans.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I got it for full ride.
Look at you go.
All right.
Jesus Christ.
We should probably start talking about fireworks and golf, but first...
Wait. Oh, go ahead, because we got to finish our stories.
Yeah, we got to finish our stories, but we got things to do. We got things to talk about. And the first thing I want to talk about is our great friends over at Lucy Nicotine. If you know... We were big nicotine fans. We have been for a long time, using competitive brand, but that brand is having a lot of issues, and this was perfect timing for Lucy to come in. You can get Lucy delivered straight to your door each week. You save money with the delivery, with the auto delivery. You never have to worry about running to the gas station, ordering it again. You put what you like in there, and then you get it delivered to your door. That saves you money every week, and our code BDE will also save you another 20% off your order. So make sure you're checking out Lucy Nicotine. If you're a nicotine user, it is my favorite pouch now. It's a little bit thicker than the old pouch I used to use, so it kind of feels like you got something in there. They've got a lot of great flavors. I'm rocking the wintergreen right now. I've got the wintergreen Fores, and then I've also got the Breakers in apple ice in Fore. And the Breakers are incredible because they feel like a mint. It's not like you have this gross taste in your mouth where it's like not a great, yucky fucking, you can feel your breath, you can know your breath tastes like shit because you've got a wintergreen or whatever in.
So you're basically just saying it makes your breath smell.
Yeah, it makes you feel like you just brush your teeth. It's that same feeling. Water's colder, orange juice tastes like shit. Those kind of things.
Dudes just stop brushing their teeth and just start using Lucy Breakers.
That could be I don't think Dennis would recommend
That's kind of a redneck way to have fresh breath. But
Yeah, do you brush your teeth? No, I just
Use
chew
nicotine.
Yeah, I just use Lucy breakers.
I mean, they are clutch though. They do taste very good.
Yeah, they're incredible. I have one in all the time. Helps me get through my day at work. Helps me get through a round of golf. All that good stuff. So level up your nicotine routine with Lucy. Go to lucy.co/BDE. Use promo code BDE to get 20% off of your first order. They have free shipping and have a 30-day refund policy if you change your mind and don't like it. You will like one of the flavors, so I do recommend if you start Lucy, do the variety pack. That's what we got first, the variety pack. Tried all of them. Definitely loved the wintergreen, the apple ice. There's a berry flavor that I think is out of stock on the website, but I definitely am going to try that once it's back in stock. So lucy.co, use code BDE to get 20% off and always free shipping. Here comes the fine print. Lucy products are only for adults of legal age and every order is age verified. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Another addictive chemical is betting. It's so much fun, and we do all of our betting through Bet365. Use promo code ALLCITY in all caps when you sign up, and you're getting to choose between two offers of a first bet safety net of $1,000, meaning you get to bet up to $1,000. If it doesn't hit and you don't double your money, then you get another shot at that up to that $1,000, or you bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets. Bonus bets are great for betting golf because there's a lot of big odds out there. There's a lot of first-time winners on the PGA Tour this year that could have made you some pretty good money, even off of $1 bets. So when you sign up with that code ALLCITY, you're getting to choose between those two offers. They offer the each way in golf each week, and that allows you to bet 1 unit on the person winning, 1 unit on them getting to up top 3, top 5, top 12, whatever you choose. We usually go 1 through 12, and we had a couple guys hit last week, and usually we have one guy that's kind of scaring it every week. Ironically, sometimes I feel like we have our best weeks. We've had a couple winners this year, but our best weeks is when guys aren't in it. And then we get 2 or 3 that just shoot up the leaderboard on Sunday. And that's what makes it fun, is you're betting on 4 days worth of action versus just 3 hours. So betting golf is by far the most fun for us. We always do it with Bet365. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call or text 1-800-GAMBLER. Let's talk real quick about the John Deere Classic and put our picks up from Bet365, because we're not going to get into a preview of the John Deere Classic. Just falls a little bit below.
Just a million birdies.
Yeah, just a lot
Preview
of birdies.
over.
Silvis, Illinois,
The Quad
TPC
Cities.
Deer Run, right?
Yeah, the Quad Cities.
Yep. So John Deere is a fun tournament to watch if you enjoy birdies. I believe last year Sepp Straka shot 9 under on the last day. It is a cool course.
And he bogeyed 18. He had a chance to shoot 59. No, it is a very cool course, kind of out in the farmland. There's not really a course on the PGA Tour I wouldn't want to play, but I think this would be near the top of my list of like cool spots to go play a good round of golf.
Yeah, so here's our picks for the week. I've got Denny McCarthy, which he may come up in our fireworks section later on. So he is plus 1,400 on the each way 1 through 12, and I got that boosted 30%.
Spencer always boosting his own fucking picks.
I double boosted, so I actually meant to boost my boy Seamus Power. So the McCarthy boost is fake. I lied to you all. The McCarthy boost is fake.
What is he's probably at 1,200 then?
No, he's 1,400 because it doesn't change the number.
It just changes the payout.
It changes the payout,
Gotcha.
exactly. So I have Seamus Power plus 3,300. That will be boosted 30%. So when I'm right, that's how we're going to roll with it. And then one of the most electric players on the PGA Tour right now, and just in golf, after going low am at the Masters, low am at the U.S. Open, Neil Shipley is now officially a PGA Tour professional. He played last week and actually played pretty well. I think he got top 20.
Top 25. I think he finished like T23 or something.
Okay, and he is plus 5,000 to win this. Unfortunately, it is obviously a pretty light field, but could give us some storylines in terms of first-time winners, guys that haven't won in 10 years coming back and winning a tournament. We've had that a couple times this year. So interesting storylines when you look beyond the Rorys and the Patrick Cantlays and all the big names. Patrick Cantlay did drop out of this tournament.
Yeah,
he was going to go.
He injured his give a fuck muscle.
Yeah,
He injured his want to go to Illinois, rural Illinois, Iowa muscle.
100%.
Okay, so my picks: JT Poston plus 2,500. He won here 2 years ago, so I like that. He's been playing some pretty solid golf this season. he's just a really solid player, I would say. He's nothing like flashy, but he gets it done fairly often. Eric Cole is another guy that's just primed for a breakout.
One of my wubbies.
In this weaker field. I told Spencer I was taking Eric Cole, and he's like, fuck you, dude, because that's always a guy that you want. I know that you like him, and I like him, and hopefully he gives us a winner, and then we'll just ride him. And then Lee Hodges plus 4,000. He's another guy that if he just seems to pop up on the leaderboard in weird times during the week. And specifically Saturday into Sunday, he can go pretty low. He's got that capability. So I like our picks this week, like I do every week. So maybe that's bad news.
Yeah, we got our hearts broken last week by Akshay Bhatia and Cam Young, but the best news is when you gamble, you just get right back up, get on the horse the next week. PGA Tours every single weekend, or some sort of professional golf event that you can bet on. So we're right back on the horse with the John Deere Classic. All right. Before we get into our fireworks golf-wise, I need to hear your best 4th of July memory.
I would say it was at Cannon Beach in Oregon. That was right up there for me. They do a fireworks show on the beach, right on the ocean, which is phenomenal. Have you ever been to Cannon Beach, Marissa? Mm-hmm. It's a cool spot. If you ever, a lot of people have seen it on the internet. They just don't know what it is. And this sounds not specific, but it's the Oregon coast, and it has like 3 massive rocks out in the ocean that are like somewhat tall. And a lot of people have seen that on the internet. They just don't know where it is. So that's Cannon Beach, Oregon, which is a very, very cool spot. And so we did 4th of July when we were probably 12 and 13 or something like that up there. That was super fun. And then also a few years ago, I played in the Wyoming Open when it was the weekend. It was July 4th was like 2 or 3 days before the tournament, so I went up early. And like Spencer mentioned earlier, Wyoming has legal fireworks. So I was at my buddy's house in one of the nicer neighborhoods in Cheyenne, Wyoming, which is kind of a oxymoron, but it's actually like multi-million-dollar homes in the middle of fucking nowhere, Cheyenne. And these people, like, I legit walked out of the door and I was hammered, and I thought I was in the middle of like cannons shooting between each other because it was so fucking loud. It was just nonstop. You walk outside and you just look around, and everybody behind their house has their own personal fireworks show. So that was really cool. One other one, I'm sorry. I was at the Jersey Shore last year. And my girlfriend generally likes to be there. This year we're not going to be there, but every single beach does their own fireworks show. So you just look down the beach and there's just 30 fireworks shows happening all the way down, and then we could see the what is it called, the boardwalk off in the distance, and the boardwalk does a huge fireworks show. So it was like pretty big fireworks shows all the way down, and then one massive one at the end. So that was very cool. So those are my favorite 4th of July memories. Marissa, what is yours?
Well, I think it's been since I've been married that they're my favorite.
Okay.
But Christian's family celebrates 4th of July like Christmas. So they
Hell
go
yeah.
all out. And
They love America.
Yes. Yes. But they do their celebration in Keyport, Washington, which I don't know if you know where that's at.
It's just east of Seattle, right?
Yeah, it's like on the Puget Sound.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
sits right in, it's called Dogfish Bay, I think.
Hell yeah. Is that where Dogfish beer comes from?
I have no idea.
Have you ever heard of?
No.
I think there's like a Dogfish Brewing.
Dogfish Head IPA.
Oh, yeah, that's what it is. Anyway, go on.
But yeah, so they have some beach houses that like line this Puget Sound, and they
That's so
have
sick.
like
Delaware.
boats that come in and stuff.
Sorry. Go on. We're not close there.
They have these really pretty boats that come in and they like link together, and you can see them all the way down, and then
They dock?
Yeah. Well, is it docking if they? I knew it was gonna be bad. I was
Is
ready.
it docking?
I was ready.
You kind of.
Anyway, is it when they're out in the middle of the water, but they're all linked together?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's got to be a term for that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know the technical term for it. We're not boating people.
Yeah, but like they do crabbing, so we have like these big crab fests instead of like hot dogs and hamburgers, and then they have the fireworks.
Get down for a seafood 4th of July.
Yeah, and then
fresh seafood. Holy shit.
Christian's uncle loves, so he gets like from work because he works for Microsoft. He gets these like stipends to use money for like outdoor stuff. Like they give it to their employees, which is really cool. So he has jet skis and stuff like that we get to use, which are really fun.
Like, Microsoft paid for this. Now watch me fucking whiskey throttle this thing 80 miles an hour through the Puget Sound.
Yes.
That sounds phenomenal.
So those are my favorite.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That sounds ideal. Like, why aren't you going there this year?
Because Christian works.
Okay.
And
Fuck that.
He works on the 4th of July.
On the 4th of July.
Damn.
He works on every holiday.
In the mornings, right? So you at least get the afternoon. Evening.
Kind of. What makes it hard now is because there's no one. Like he's considered, even though he's like a manager, he's considered the first. Like he was hired recently.
Oh,
if that makes sense. So he's on the bottom of the food chain.
He doesn't have any of the what is tenure.
Yeah.
So he's always the one working the shittiest times.
Yeah. So every holiday he works.
That's fucking booty cheeks.
Yeah.
Well, we got our 4th of July talk out of the way. Should we talk a little golf fireworks so far this year?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's all 4th of July. It's related.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. Let's start with. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with one of your clips, one of my clips?
Well, let's just have Marissa surprise us in no particular order. We have sent her videos, and then we will discuss
Golf videos.
Golf videos. No, you're good.
That's the John
So
Deere.
basically, what we're doing here is just talking about the biggest moments so far on the PGA Tour. Oh yeah, yes. So we'll. So here's our boy Denny McCarthy. I remember watching that shot live when Denny McCarthy hit a 100-yard wedge shot, 80 yards. Just laid the fucking sod over it.
Yeah, there's a couple funny things about this. I just got off talking up Denny McCarthy for hopefully winning the John Deere Classic this weekend. Number 2, when we were looking at these clips, this is from Chocolate Starfish.
I like that.
If you know what a chocolate starfish is, good for you. If you don't, look it up. Urban Dictionary.
Dirt Star.
But when he says 7 straight birdies and a 29 on the back 9, proceeds to chunk the life out of a ball on a playoff hole and lose it, praying for Denny McCarthy's well-being. This was one of the most unbelievable shots because, like the tweet says, the guy, it wasn't like if he was leading the tournament the whole way, stumbling down the back, and then you saw something like this, you wouldn't be as surprised. It would have been like one of those fireworks that just shoots off and then kind of goes right into the ground.
Like one of those worms.
Yeah, exactly. One of those spinning worms. I low-key love those.
Me too.
But
they smell like shit.
This was also double fireworks for us because Akshay Bhatia, who won this tournament, we had him on the card. It was our first winner of the year, big 40-1 on the Bet365 app. So
and that was even eventful in and of itself because Akshay Bhatia threw out his own fucking shoulder celebrating the putt to get into the playoff. And then he had his physio guy out on the golf course working him out, which was equally weird. So it was just a whole, like, for it being the Valero Texas Open, it was a pretty good watch. Like, in any other year, we wouldn't be like, let's highlight the Valero. But you have Denny McCarthy totally in fuego on the back 9 going psycho T, making birdies. I think he made like 200 feet of putts.
Yeah,
on that
made
back
every
9.
putt he looked at.
Yeah, and then he just lays the complete sod over one in the playoff to kind of give Akshay a concession win. But I honestly think Akshay's turning into like one of the PGA Tour superstars. Like when we were out at TPC River Highlands a couple weekends ago, he had a massive following. He was kind of one of the marquee dudes. He's like teetering on. He's no longer a lower level guy. And like we were talking about this week, he's not playing in the John Deere Classic. And I'm like, why wouldn't he? And you're like, I honestly think he's like too good for that now. And I'm like, I mean, I get that where you want to take weeks off because I'm sure he's going to play in the Scottish and obviously the Open Championship. But who wouldn't want just like a free $1 million? If not a free million, but you have a pretty weak field, and if you feel like you're one of the best players on tour against a weak field, you like your chances there.
100%, and especially maybe it's a twofold situation because of how heartbreaking his loss was, and 3-putting the 72nd hole to lose the tournament. he could get right back on the horse and feel really good about even a top 5 finish here and be like back-to-back top 5 finishes.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he also may be like, all right, I'm headed over to Scotland. I need some time off. I'm already in the Open Championship. I'm already in the Scottish Open, all that stuff. And so he could be just like, all right, I'm taking a week off, especially at the John Deere Classic.
Talk about 2 different worlds. You go try to go play in the John Deere in Iowa, and then you go over to Scotland. I mean, I guess it is both kind of like country land, farmland. But other than that, I mean, there's nothing about Iowa or Illinois and the UK that are similar at all.
No, not one bit. Other than the people that move from the UK to Chicago or Illinois.
That's true. That's about as close as it gets. But yeah, that was a great moment, I would say. Let's
chunking the life out of it too gives me an alternate meaning, because right now I'm chunking the life out of my 80-yard wedge shots.
Yeah.
So
you need to learn how to use some distance control.
before we get to the rest of the fireworks, we have to tell you guys about our great friends over at Coors Light. When you need a moment to chill, drink a Coors Light. I think Akshay needs this week to chill, so hopefully he's out there drinking some Coors Lights. If you haven't checked out our video at Instagram, Big Drive Energy Pod, TikTok, Big Drive Energy, I finished 32 Coors Lights this past weekend. Shout out to Marissa putting the video together. Great job. But it was funny because I recorded all 32 of them. I may have missed one, but ended up posting one on my own personal Snapchat story, so kind of an embarrassing moment. But I got through 30 of them. I had some friends that I'm on a DM with in Instagram, like for our fantasy league, which is weird. We use Instagram. I think it's because somebody has a non-iPhone and they hate when the group chat does a non-iPhone. But they were like, "How are you feeling?" And I was like, I guess is 32 beers a lot for 3 days? Does it? It doesn't feel like a lot.
No, I think. What do you think, Marissa? Do you think it's a lot?
I mean, I don't drink beer, but I feel like that's a lot.
Well,
it just didn't feel like a lot when
if
you're
you
not
think
like,
about it over a span, if you drank 1 beer an hour for 12 hours for 3 days, like that's like basically not. I wouldn't even catch a buzz on that.
You drink 15, I think, the first day though.
Yeah, I did drink 15 the first
15 in a
night.
day. I think if you hit over a dozen, and it just depends on the time. Like if you wake up at 8 a.m. and you don't go to bed till 10 and you just have 1 beer all day, that's 14 beers, So it's the quantity sounds higher than I think it actually is. I honestly think you could have done more.
Yeah, but Coors Light, as we know, is the perfect beer, the most refreshing beer for being out on the golf course, being at a bachelor party. You can crush a bunch of them and not feel like complete dog water. Because I actually didn't feel bad the whole time. I mean, I definitely got drunk, but I didn't feel like
you just get a good cruising altitude.
Yeah, I didn't feel like sick. So Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, and cold packaged. When it's time for a refresh, just open a Coors Light. It's mountain cold, refreshing, crisp, as refreshing as the Colorado Rockies, the mountains, not the baseball team. So when it's time to chill, Coors Light is the beer I reach for. When you want to hit the reset, grab the beer that is made to chill. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/DNVR. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Also, our friends over at Shady Rays supplying me with some sunnies for the pod, sunnies for the golf course, sunnies for my car, sunnies for my backpack.
Occasion.
I just have the sunnies everywhere. So shout out to Shady Rays. I actually dropped my car off today. I'm getting it fixed after getting hit a couple months ago, and they said it was going to be October, so now it's actually going to be now. My car will be fixed in 5 to 7 business days, according to them. But almost forgot my Shady Rays in the car. Luckily, this nice guy over at Caliber Collision, shout out, no free shout outs, he said, "Did you leave your sunglasses?" And I said, yeah, I left my Shady Rays in the car in my little clip. Can't be doing that, so I went and grabbed them. I've got the Green Wolves, as most of you know, for golf. Put those back in my golf bag today. They've been floating around outside my bag, and I just know that when we play golf on Friday, if I didn't have my sunglasses, I would be pretty upset. So I put those back in my golf bag like a responsible adult, and I'm always using my Shady Rays no matter where I'm at. They're the most comfortable sunglasses on the planet. They're super affordable. They're priced like way less than like a Maui Jim or an Oakley or whatever nonsense sunglasses that other people
much
are.
better bang for your buck.
Exactly. And they have a 30-day return policy. If you don't like them or if you break them, you can just turn them back in, get some new shades. So exclusively for all of our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com and use code AC35 for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people. We've we've got tournaments coming up this July in Philly and in Chicago. If you're listening and in one of those cities, get signed up. We've almost filled up the Philly one, which is next weekend, and then Chicago the following Monday after that. So we're going to be giving away Shady Rays at those. We've got Shady Rays close to the pin on each one of those days that we're giving out some free green wolves. So make sure to check out shadyrays.com. Use that code AC35. All right, back to the golf fireworks. Let's go with, what do we got next?
Johnson Wagner.
Yeah, and you know what's cool? Look whose tweet this is. Mine.
Oh, well done.
So I was watching Johnson Wagner.
Tweets that got no love.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, 3 retweets, 3 favorites.
Oh, yeah. So Johnson Wagner, if you guys don't watch a ton of the PGA Tour, this is him at the U.S. Open. And he has become electric. And I actually I already had 2 Johnson Wagner clips, so I didn't want to add a third. One of the most firework level moments is when he hit the shot in the dark that Bryson hit to like 2 feet.
Yeah.
After Bryson brought the trophy out, Johnson Wagner was carrying it. And one of the funny things about Johnson Wagner, if you guys don't know, is he is great mustache, first of all. Flavor saver, womb broom, whatever you want to call it. He's got one of the best mustaches out there. But he has won on the PGA Tour. So him going out and now it's a bit where we'll see another one of his firework scenarios on one of these clips here, but him going out and doing these bits for the Golf Channel, whether it's at a major, whether it's at any tournament, and hitting certain shots from the same spots that the players are hitting them, or just trying to give people an idea of what the rough is like, what in this instance, wiregrass is like. I almost forgot that term after hearing it a million times at Pinehurst. He straight up topped one. And like I said, it's become a bit at this point because it's just funny when you have a guy that's won on the PGA Tour, which 250 people in the world can say maybe that are alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably a little more than that.
He won three times in his career. He made $12.5 million playing golf.
Yeah, and has he won the John Deere Classic, ironically?
He may have.
Look up that. Look Johnson Wagner wins up. But he's become a great part of the TV broadcast. He's just a likable guy. They're really doing a good job on the golf broadcasting side of bringing in guys like Smiley Kaufman and Colt Knost and Johnson Wagner to do these bits that PGA Tour players they relate. I mean, when Johnson Wagner was out there doing it and Bryson DeChambeau comes out after the round and helps him with it, he hits a great shot. They are growing the broadcast game from the Paul Azingers and the old dudes just being out there, being grumpy, talking about how much they hate live, to these guys. And now Johnson Wagner's become like a superstar TV-wise from this hilarious stuff. He's topping it, he's shanking it.
Giving the people what they want.
Exactly. So it makes it fun, but that was a firework moment for me because the other clip we'll show you was before, but this one was... I was watching the U.S. Open live, getting really excited on Wednesday night, and then he just straight up tops one. So, all right, let's go to the next clip. This one we already saw. Yep, that was the first one.
I'm trying to find Johnson Wagner's last win on the PGA Tour, and I'm now at 2013.
So here's the other Johnson Wagner fireworks. This is where it all began right here. Was this Valhalla? Yeah, this was the PGA Championship. And then, do we have sound on this? I don't know if we do or not.
Okay, I think the last time he won was 2012 at the Sony Open.
So as he shanked 2 balls in a row, and if you know what it's like to deal with the shanks, which I am extremely aware, I still have it in my mind from shanking one a month and a half ago. Shanking back-to-back wedges on the 7th hole at Inverness. Not like I remember exactly or anything, but
this dude is truly just a good sport because when you're shanking it, you don't want to be anywhere near a golf course, much less a fucking live TV camera. And he's like a pig getting put out there to slaughter. Let's just watch how he could fuck this up.
Yeah, but now it's become funny. It went from the first time he did it, everybody's like, "Oh, this guy's an idiot. What's going on?"
Sucks, and
now after he topped, yeah, exactly, yeah, it's a do it again situation.
Hit another one.
100%.
No, he's electric. No, he never won the John Deere. He won the Shell Houston Open, and the Mayakoba and the Sony Open. Those are his 3 wins.
Okay.
But I mean, I think Brandel Chambly won one time on the PGA Tour back when he was playing against plumbers and electricians. So Johnson Wagner effectively has more clout and pedigree than Brandel Chambly does, who's just like the worst dude to ever announce a golf tournament if you ever watch any PGA Tour broadcasts. So I think you just listen to Johnson Wagner, listen to what he has to say, and watch him and just fucking crack up at how bad he is now. There is a handful of PGA Tour guys that go on social media. Like I think Brendan DeYoung. There's another guy. Who else? Brad Fritsch, maybe. There's some dudes that legit won on the PGA Tour and now they can't break 80. Like, no fucking joke. I remember this one dude was like, when you just went on the PGA Tour 2 years ago, and then you get dropped as a Pro-Am partner for like one of the high-end Pro-Ams down in Florida at like Concession or some shit like that. Like, all the really wealthy guys pick PGA Tour guys as their partners for their member guests, I'm sorry. And then he's like, when you get replaced as the guest by another player because you've played so bad lately and just fucking can't hit it on the face. So, yeah, there's plenty of people that play very good golf for a period of time and then just lose it. It's a very real thing.
All right. Next, on to the fireworks.
There's no more. You only gave me 3.
There is a Bryson DeChambeau clip.
There should be.
There's a Nelly Corda clip.
Hold on. Well, no.
Production error. I'm just kidding.
Is it like Scottie Masters? Like
Yeah, all those.
Everything that's in all caps. Our caps button was stuck.
It's all good. Oh, yes, there it is. Scottie Scheffler getting walked away in handcuffs. Nobody had this on the 2024 bingo card. Although I did call it.
Yeah. Although you somehow, in some way, called.
I said that he needed to be arrested for me to like him.
And do you like him yet?
No. Here we are. He's still the biggest. Could you ever get arrested and be more of a square? Like, he was almost too respectful to the cops.
No,
I want him to be like, do you know who the fuck I am?
Well, that would have opened a whole can of worms of what we think Scottie Scheffler is.
Yes.
Because all he did was confirm exactly how white
And it bummed me
collar,
the fuck out.
boring, whatever he like Scottie Scheffler is.
Just the Texas Christian that he was born to be and still is. But yeah, I remember waking up to that video and being like, this is a joke. I thought it was like The Onion or some shit. I was like, no way this is real. And then Jeff Darlington somehow randomly is just on the fucking beat right there taking a video of it. And then he almost gets arrested in the process. They're like, back up or you're going to get fucking arrested too. He's like, okay. And it was just a hilarious, crazy circumstance. And then he comes out, fires 68 the first day at Valhalla? Something like that. He shot 3 or 4 under par. So absolutely electric. And then the biggest loss that he had that week was losing his caddy on Saturday. He probably would have won the event if it wasn't for his boy, Ted Scott, taking, like, you got to go watch your daughter graduate. What kind of employee is that?
Yeah, not during a major.
Yeah.
During not even a Siggy. Not even a Siggy event. You got to fucking dial it up. No,
Be
that's
like,
just,
hey, can you graduate during the Houston Open or the fucking Mayakoba? No, that's an alternate field week. Just something that's I mean, Scotty's won so much this year. It really doesn't matter what event it was, but you know, the majors, you do have to strike while the iron's hot. Scotty could have won that event, and maybe in 5 years when he's no longer relevant, you never know. He could look back and be like, I could have really used Teddy on that Saturday to win the PGA.
Yeah, I could have had it because no matter how many times he wins on tour, like at some point he's going to get to a point and he's going to get to a point where
he's going to get to a point.
Some point I'm going to get to a point about his point.
Eventually.
If he wins 30-ish times on tour like Rory has, it's going to become more about how many majors he's won. You know, like Scotty is in a run right now, which is still the run he's on specifically in 2024 is generational, but the run that he will be on through 5, 6, 7 years will come down to how many majors did he win.
Totally.
If he wins 20 to 30 PGA Tour events, great career. I actually was just looking up like PGA Tour winners, and how many 50 guys have won at least 20 times, which I think is pretty impressive.
20 times on the PGA Tour? Holy shit,
Yeah,
that's
so-
insane.
yeah.
I would have thought that number would be like 15 to 20.
Yeah, so he's going to have to get up to there, which I think he will. But if he wins 3 majors, it's going to be like, if he wins 7 or 8, you're like, okay, now he's up there with the Jacks and the Tigers and the Phils. Yeah. So, but that moment, the police moment created, you know, those fireworks that they just keep going with different shit, which first of all, every year it blows my mind because how do you design that?
Yeah.
How do you design fireworks? How do you know that they're going to be
all
this
like Chinese and Japanese.
Like the colors I get, you dye it, you do whatever, but how do you know that it's going to be flat? How do you know that it's going to be tall? How do you know that's going to blows my mind. Fireworks science, I would take a class on that. I'd pay to take a class to learn that. But Scottie Scheffler getting arrested was just the one that like
The gift that kept on giving.
firework
Yes.
because then all those videos came out. That fucking cop that was like, "You're number 1 in the world." Like those videos the
He
next
ripped
day.
my fucking $80 pants.
Yeah, the whole thing incredible.
And then the Valhalla or the Louisville, Kentucky police department just making themselves look like total dipshits. They just rounded it into full form. I wonder how much Scottie Scheffler's lawyer got paid for that scenario. Like, talk about a fucking great gig.
Do you? Well, yeah. What do you? I guess you have to have a lawyer just in general, but like that's got to be the most boring lawyer job of all time.
Well,
You're
he
sitting
probably
on
got
your
paid
couch.
10, 20 G's just to fucking be like, hey, watch the video. He clearly did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think there's points where being a lawyer is fairly easy, and that was one of them. But, yeah, Scottie Scheffler is still one of the most vanilla dudes on the PGA Tour and pretty humble guy. Just a humble Christian dude. Got to respect it. I still am not a huge fan, though. He just beats the shit out of everybody. Maybe I want to see a little bit of a character arc where he starts playing like shit, getting angry, you know, quit saying all the glory be to God, it's all about my family, and be like, I need to win some fucking golf tournaments, I need to make some money. That's when I'd start liking that guy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's ever gonna.
I'm just a contrarian. When everybody likes someone, I dislike them, and then when everybody stops liking them is when I'm like, yeah, I'm in.
Okay. All right, I respect it.
Yeah. And you're just a follower. You're like,
Just a lemming.
You are. You're fucking sheep. Go eat your fucking slop at your desk, you sheep.
That was such a good tweet.
There was like this tweet that was like, Chipotle is such fucking or what was it, sheep behavior.
Yeah.
Like everybody just stands in line to get their burrito bowl. Go eat your fucking slop at your desk, you sheep.
Chivoli's kind of sounds fire, to be honest. All right, let's go on to the next fireworks moment. Here we have Rory McIlroy winning the Wells Fargo and holding a bunker shot. I'll let you
Showing,
talk
yes.
about this one.
Giving everybody the ultimate cuck of the year where they think that Rory's in true form, that he's going to win a major, and guess what? He has still not won a major this year. He did have an out there, though, because I think the PGA was the next week. So it's like, well, he just won last week. You know, it's hard to win back-to-back weeks. But he went nuclear on that back nine at the Wells Fargo. I think he shot 29 or 30 on that back nine to pretty much boat race the field. It was him and Xander down the stretch. And then Xander pissed down his leg, which we were pretty familiar with up until the PGA Championship a week later. But Rory... I think he's very tough to be a fan of because he gives you those glimpses of greatness. And you're like, where is this week in and week out? And that is kind of the crazy thing is you talk to your 20 handicap on the street and they're like, I just wish I could get more consistent. And it's like Rory feels the exact same way. Even though his ceiling is way higher, he just needs to be more consistently at that ceiling where every single golfer is in the same boat. Everybody just wants to be good when they went in a big spot, and Rory just hasn't done that in a fucking decade.
In this moment, if you had to say, is Rory McIlroy's ceiling the highest ceiling in professional golf at this exact moment?
Yeah.
July 3rd, 2024.
Him and... Well, so it's a loaded question because is this on the idea that he starts making putts?
It's just
Like-
his ceiling of his
like when-
overall game. Like, let's pretend we're going to
tee
pretend
green,
world.
His tee to green ceiling is as high as it gets.
Okay, let's go to pretend world.
Yeah.
every player in professional golf
is playing their best
let's say
golf.
the Open Championship. Every player is playing their best golf.
Yeah.
Their A+ game. Everybody's on it. Fucking guys are 40 under at the Open Championship. That's a joke, but who wins that? Is that Rory McIlroy or is that Scottie Scheffler? Is that Bryson DeChambeau? Is it somebody else?
I honestly, it might actually be Bryson DeChambeau. I think Bryson's ceiling might be, as we've witnessed so far this year and in a clip we've got coming up, I think Bryson's ceiling is probably the highest we've ever seen in the game of golf, because now he's dialed in the shorter numbers where Rory's really never been great with his wedges in the last, 10, 12 years. And that's ultimately where these PGA Tour guys score. When you hit as far as Rory does, you have to be elite with your wedges. And that's somehow Bryson DeChambeau has gotten there, shockingly enough, even though he's swinging a fucking sand wedge that's like 42 inches long. And I have no idea how he's controlling any sort of distances or anything like that. But if we're talking most complete game, I think it's like Scottie Scheffler and Bryson DeChambeau right now. And then Rory's a close third.
Okay, that's fair. That's kind of where I would have had it too, because Scottie seems to me like a just extremely low floor guy, but not a high ceiling guy, which is kind of insane to say because he's won 6 times.
Yeah.
But it just feels like he's so good at everything, but he also is just like, he's not, even his play is not like electric. It's just like fucking good. He's just so good.
So rock
It's not
solid.
like it's not fireworks. It's
fucking Little
you know.
Caesars. It's just hot and ready. Whenever you need it, it's just hot and ready there for you. You know every week he's going to at least top 10. Like, that is not even a question at this point.
100%. All right, moving on. Next clip we've got here is, I believe, going to be...
Oh, yes. This is Scottie at Augusta.
Yeah, as we were just talking about his...
This birdie, remember...
This was on 9, right?
Yes, it was a pretty stacked leaderboard coming down the stretch. Could we actually get audio on this possibly, Marissa? Because Nance's call on the approach shot is electric.
I've said that a few times.
Dude, Jim Nance just gives me the fucking goosebumps. Come on now. And it lips out. That was really where I think we all looked at each other and were like, this is over.
Yeah.
Like, he did that 2 years ago at the Masters. Or I'm sorry, now 3 years ago when he won his first Masters. Or would it be 2 years?
No, it was 3 years because it was Scottie, Rahm, Scottie.
Okay, so 3 Masters ago, yes, is what I meant, but technically 2 years ago. He has points in the round where, remember when we had Cam Smith and those two were battling it out. Was it Cam Smith, I think, coming down the in the final
The
group?
first Masters he won.
His first Masters, where I think it's the 3rd hole at Augusta, and he holds out that wedge shot from off the green, and it just looked fucking impossible, and he makes it. We were like, what is this dude's deal? Like, every time you want him to slip up and hit a bad shot, he just doesn't do it. I've never been more frustrated being a fan of another golfer when they're playing Scottie Scheffler. And I'm sure that's how every other player feels too. We saw other PGA Tour guys tweet, why are we even out there trying? Matt Fitzpatrick tweeted that, talking about Scottie Scheffler's game, because this guy just does not miss. And even when he falters a little, you know he's coming back with something even better than before. He just keeps topping himself year in and year out. And then by the back 9, like, we go into a Sunday with Scottie in contention. We're like, oh, this is going to be great. And then 4 holes left and nobody even needs to watch because Scottie's winning it. So it's almost frustrating how good he is, but that 9th hole sticks out in my mind because I thought that tee shot was going into the trees left. I was like, fucking come on, get in the pine straw. I want to see him have a tough shot. It somehow just skirts the edge of the corner of the trees perfectly. He's got a flip wedge in, hits it to an inch. It's like, this guy just is unstoppable.
Yeah, this guy is just cooking with gas. Speaking of cooking with gas, this last clip we've got here for you.
Oh, this is a video or a picture. 1 second. There you go. No, you said.
Oh.
Let's see.
Once again, if you're listening to this podcast, oh, this is Nelly.
Nelly is also in there, but the Bryson. Yeah, that I sent that one. Look at me go. Oh, same fucking. Oh, I maybe didn't copy the correct link. Well, anywho, let's talk about Nelly real quick. All-time run on the LPGA Tour. Won 6 of 7 starts. I think at that point she was making $100,000 per round of golf she was playing. Pretty fucking good. And something that we have not seen in the game since, I want to say, Nancy Lopez. Is that who it was?
Yeah.
So just an absolutely electric beginning to the season. She has since fallen off a little bit, but a lot of eyes were brought to the LPGA Tour by Nelly Korda going on this run.
And just goes to show you how tough it is for golfers now that the nearest memory right now of Nelly Korda is her crying after shooting 81 and just being so frustrated at a major.
It's a what have you done for me lately type of league. So that was electric. Shout out Nelly Korda. And she's just awesome. Other than the crying, she could probably cut that out. But then Bryson DeChambeau, we do not have the clip, but probably the most electric shot we've seen at a major in the last 20, 25 years. Actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. Since the Tiger chip in and what was that, 07, 08, somewhere in that ballpark, 05, somewhere around there. But since then, that is probably the best shot we've seen at a major out of Bryson DeChambeau. So definitely kind of putting himself on the map this year after being in contention at Valhalla. He doesn't get it done, comes right back at the U.S. Open. And, Rory choked it away, but let's just remember that Bryson DeChambeau also had opportunities to piss down his leg, and he stepped up, and something that Rory is unfamiliar with, made a couple of clutch shots down the stretch.
Yeah, just an all-around electric finish in any normal PGA Tour event. And then the fact that it was a major, it was Rory and Bryson, and, everything about that made it one of the best majors we've seen in a lot of years, and one of the best firework shows for just one last callback.
Yeah.
In a major since forever. Since forever. The last decade, at least.
Oh, 1,000%. Since I can't even think of the last major that was that intriguing.
The playoff with Zalatoris and
that's true.
Justin Thomas at the PGA, but once again, it was the PGA.
Yeah,
it was the redheaded.
The U.S. Open just
major.
hits a little different. And Justin Thomas is just a PGA Tour, a PGA Championship merchant.
I knew that was where you were going with that.
That's you knew where I was going.
Yeah. Well, we're about to get out of here, but before we start, we need to do our Fairway or Fore of the week. I'll start. So if you haven't been listening to this podcast, welcome to the show. But Fairway or Fore is a segment that we do each Wednesday where we talk about options in life, where is something that we do or something that we saw, and we're asking each other if we think that's fairway, if that's down the middle, is that an okay thing to do, or is that Fore? Is that actually crazy or sus, as the kids might say nowadays?
Actually crazy.
You want me to start it off?
I'll go
All right,
you want.
Yeah, hit it.
Because you had some of the most psycho behavior I've ever seen when we were on the way over here. So we stopped at Starbucks, and I was driving because I'm Spencer's chauffeur whenever I'm here. He's just
It's great.
on his phone, on a call, doing whatever. But so I walk inside to grab our Starbucks. I come out, and he's clipping his fingernails in my car. I was fucking absolutely not. He's just sitting there on the call,
You should have left him.
Oh, I know. Well, he was already in the car. Otherwise,
I could have left him.
Dude, I was so fucking taken back by you clipping. Who thinks it's okay to clip? So this is clipping your fingernails in a public place is outrageous.
Okay, well,
give me some justification as to how you thought that was okay.
Okay, I will justify this. So I have a very bad problem with biting my fingernails. It's horrible. I've tried to stop. I put this stuff on it. It helps me for a couple days, but I haven't been able to kick the habit. So I carry a fingernail clippers in my backpack everywhere I go with me. And especially when I'm driving, that's the worst time for me clipping or biting my fingernails. So if I have one that I'm about to rip and make really bad or hurt and I'm biting it, I just pop my clippers out and clip it so that I don't do that.
But that doesn't mean you should have done it in my car.
100%. But literally, I was sitting there.
I caught him red-handed. he wasn't paying attention. I like tapped on the window, and he's just got the fingernail clippers, and he looks over at me. I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?" I know. I was pissed.
Hey, it's better than biting him.
No,
No, it's not.
Yeah, I would rather.
Or just wait until you get out of the car.
Or just roll down the fucking window and do it out the window. Yeah, Spencer's like, I don't want anyone else to see this, so I'll just dump my fingernails in my brother's car.
I used to have a boss. This grosses me. It gives me chills. That he would clip his toenails and his nails at his desk, and I could literally hear him like clipping it. And I'm like,
and you could like hear it like flying off. And
yeah, you could hear.
And then
I'm
Okay,
like,
that's
"Look."
disgusting.
one
But
hits the wall.
let me clarify here. There's a different universe of clipping your fingernails
and your
toenails.
Yeah, I would
Clipping
agree.
your toenails is complete
It's-
serial killer behavior.
but
Just
it's-
in a
Popping your
public
foot
place.
out, like, up on your
throws,
desk or-
feet, in shoes, whatever. Finger, like hands. My hands are generally pretty clean. It's like, yes, it's still gross. Don't get me wrong, but I do think there's a different level of fingernails and toenails. If I had been, I would
I
have
think
never
you're just trying to
considered.
justify what you're doing.
Okay,
if you would have had your foot up on my dashboard,
I would have never considered that
See,
in a
but
million years.
I don't think it's that far off from what you did, because either way, I'm getting nails in my car for no reason.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I'll make sure it's clean. My Fairway for this week is it's summer, golf shirt season, Pins and Aces code BD. I wear a lot of golf shirts when I go to work, do the podcast, whatever. It's just comfortable. I love like the new material. It's soft. It's not like the old golf shirts we wore in high school that were just awful, like
Yeah,
cotton
the old square cut
yeah.
cotton shirts that just like stuck out like this.
But I struggle daily with, if I'm on the golf course, it's tucked in. No questions asked, just how I roll. Sorry, I'm a little old school that way. But when I wear it to work, like I've got half calves on, some not nice shoes, but tennis shoes or fucking whatever you call them, not golf
you got
shoes.
those chunky Pumas on today.
I'm not golfing, and I struggle so hard with the look of, do I tuck my shirt in or do I not? Because I feel like, people are gonna hear this and hate me because I'm sorry, but it's just how you feel. Like I feel like bigger dudes never tuck their shirt in, and if they do, they look bad. So
Well, I
don't
tuck my shirt in on the golf course, and I don't love the way I look, but I still fucking do.
right on the golf course, but like I feel weird walking around now, like in a golf shirt with it untucked. I feel like I look sloppy.
Here's a compromise.
But
and maybe,
I'm not-
maybe Marissa will back me up on this. You tuck in the back, and you leave the front, like just the back, and you kind of leave the fronts and the sides hanging out. So there's some like tautness to it, where it's not just hanging.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it looks a little bit like in between. Like,
Well, sometimes what I do is
is that like out of? Is
sometimes
that weird?
let's hear this one too. Sometimes I'll tuck it in like where it's not tucked where you could see my belt. It's like tucked in, but then it's hanging over my belt. So
That's
it's like
just how
hanging
I
out
wear every shirt.
It's hanging out a little bit,
Yeah.
but it's actually tucked into my pants. Because I can't go full golf mode at work and be tucked in. I just don't like the look of it. But I also don't like the look of it untucked.
Yeah.
Unless the only time I can feel like I kind of get away with it in my own personal image is if the golf shirt is a little shorter.
Yeah.
And it's a little, like this one's a little bit bigger. So I feel like I just look like an idiot no matter if it's tucked or untucked.
like hanging down
I feel
to
like
your
it's
knees.
a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Sophie's choice here.
Oh, that's what women do. They tuck their like just one hand like in the middle of the front of their shirt, and then they leave everything else.
That's a millennial thing, apparently. and
Oh,
that
okay.
No
I didn't know
longer
if you were
happens.
familiar, but
No, I don't.
That's what I was thinking of.
You are a millennial though.
Yeah, but I wear a lot of crop tops, so I don't tuck anything
Yeah,
in.
you
can't tuck that in.
Can't tuck in a crop top.
Or I wear bodysuits. You can't tuck that in.
That's
either.
true.
It's always tucked in.
I think when guys tuck shirt or like any shirts or anything in, it ages them. That's just me. I think like when you leave it out, it looks good, but there's a place and a time for that. So like golf, obviously, it makes sense. But
I will say the only tough problem with golf shirts is they're so long. Like I hate having a shirt that's like halfway down my thighs.
yeah, that makes sense.
And I mean, that golf shirts are made longer. And actually, my girlfriend brought this up because I never thought about why golf shirts are long. But you need it because when you're swinging, there's so like your shirt is pulling up out of your belt. So if you had a short shirt, you're constantly tucking that shit in. So it kind of has to be long because you have so much range of motion while you're swinging. So that it makes sense why they make them long, but they're made to be tucked in. So when you have a golf shirt that you wear I think it almost makes you look frumpier and sloppier having it not tucked in sometimes.
Yeah,
Time and place, though.
I just feel like
Yeah.
I can't win unless it's a golf shirt that's a little smaller, so it doesn't hang too low. I feel like that's a compromise.
And then you're just medium.
But not all. I have golf shirts that are XLs. I have golf shirts that are medium. So it's just a kind of a wide array.
Yeah.
Like I love the shirt, but I just can't feel like I don't know if I want to tuck it in or leave it untucked. I think I'm gonna leave it untucked.
Well, stand up. Let us see.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
safe.
let's
Yeah,
see for the
stand up.
Let's see if this one looks too long. Oh boy.
See, like
See, that's
No,
not too
that's
bad.
fine. That's good.
Because stand up straight, you're slouching.
No,
yeah.
that's good. You
Yeah,
should
that's
leave that
fine untucked.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I think you're rolling fine. If it's hanging down between your knees, then like some old school 2006 Carmelo Anthony T-shirt, the triple X, then that's not a good look.
Yeah. All right. I feel that. Well, what's a good look is us heading out for the weekend. We do not have a pod on Monday. We will be back next Wednesday, same time, same place, 12:30 Eastern, 10:30 Mountain Time. I will be in studio. Mitchell will be going back to New Jersey. We've got my son's first birthday this weekend. Shout out to my son Sawyer, legend. He is turning 1. We've got a whole golf themed party for him. I'm going to be wearing a caddy suit. I'm not going to black out. I mean, I'm probably going to black out. No, I'm not going to black out. We'll end on that. But it's going to be a great weekend. Enjoy the John Deere Classic. We will talk to you guys next Wednesday where we get back into kind of Scottish Open feels like a major a little bit because it's like a
great
precursor.
build-up. Yeah.
And then we have the Open Championship. So great couple weeks coming at you for the rest of July. We'll be out in Philly next weekend for the Philly Liberty Open, and then we'll be out in Chicago the following Monday after that for the Cookout Classic. Actually getting to meet some of the people, play a 4-person scramble. It's going to be a great time. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Peace.